Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for this week's video. I'm doing question and answers, your guys' questions and my answers. They come from the last video, and actually there's not many on the last video again. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing the Q&As. I did it this week, and what I did is I went back a couple of videos and copied some of your guys' questions from the last two videos, and I actually went back to an old video about a year ago, something like that. And there's two questions on there. I was just reading them, and there's two questions on there I wanted to answer today because they apply. So let's get started. Dun, 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 dun. All I ask you guys is just leave your locations. Let us know where you are at. I think a lot of us like to know that we're not alone. This isn't something to do with where we live or anything like this. This is everywhere. Everywhere there's people, there's toxic people too. There's always a percentage, no matter how many people are in the group or what kind of people are in the group. It just turns out that way. And so tell us your locations if you can, please. Thank you very much. Something I like to ask you guys to support every week is a petition I started. Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. It's bad. It's bad out there, guys. And most of you have been stalked online and don't know. They say maybe everyone. This is an awful, awful experience for people who are being bullied, harassed, stalked online. It's getting much worse. And I'm asking you guys, please, even if it doesn't affect you specifically, can you please support this? The link is right there. Touch it. It'll take you there. Hit yes. That's it. It's global. Okay, I'm really trying to make a difference and stop some of the harassment that's going on online, and holding social media platforms as much as we can accountable. They just lie. YouTube comes out there and says, oh, their biggest policies, they say, I can show you proof where they support it and promote it. So it's just a bunch of BS. They don't care about any ethics or morals. People aren't evil, but companies sure are. And YouTube and Google is about as evil as it gets. They don't care. They'll support and pay people to destroy other people's lives. So this is all we can do, guys. I'd appreciate it if you can support it. Thank you very much. Let's get into the questions. The first one is from Rory from Ohio. Hi, Rory. Good morning, David. Woke up 2 inches of snow this morning. My daughter's dogs loves it. Could you please talk about fawning? Is that like watching? Is that like waiting on someone hand and foot, trying to anticipate their every need, want, desire, then providing them with it on a silver plate? I'm imagining the silver platter very full. I'm betting a silver platter wouldn't do for them. They think they deserve a gold platter. I think that's more serving somebody, pleasing somebody, right? But this is fawning is it's a term used to describe different people's reactions, maybe to trauma, something scary, bad, fear. And we typically have the fight or flight, don't we? We're either going to stop it, fight it, stand up to it, or we're going to run, okay? Children need to be taught this by their parents. But instead, a lot of our parents created the trauma and stress themselves, and we couldn't stop them, and we can't leave the house, so we're screwed. And there's two other reactions that people come up with, and that's freeze and fawn. If you think of a deer in the woods and they hear a slight little noise, a tree branch breaking on the ground, they'll freeze. Because the less we move, the less we're seen. We'll freeze. You'll see guilty people lying and telling lies, and they'll get real still and not move, Another one is fawning, and it's fawning. It's just never fighting. It's just always bending for them. Always bending. Always bending. Okay, always giving in. Just please don't hurt me. Please take mercy on me. Please, please, please. Right? Kind of like not looking in the eyes. That's a submissive. So it's a very submissive reaction. I've seen pets do this. I've seen a cat who would get bullied by other cats in the house, someone's house. And this cat, their defense was fawning. And if a cat went up to it and tried to bully it and stuff, it would immediately take submissive victim stance and just go like it's already getting beat up and stuff. And the cats usually would stand there for a little while and then walk away. It worked. That's it. Let me know what you think, Rory, of that. But I think you're describing more of a servicing, somebody to avoid. the fear, the trauma. And Rory again, let's see. Sitting in front of my daughter's fireplace where it's warm and toasty. Inside, cold and blustery outside on this Tuesday evening. See, if you didn't live so cold, you could go outside. But since you love cold, you have to sit inside. On this Tuesday evening near Toledo, Ohio. Holy Toledo. The full moon is so beautiful. Oh, that was a few days ago. I have a question about intent and intentions. When we were in therapy, Rory and her husband, he would say his intention was not to hurt me. Even though I asked him not to do it, whatever. But he did it anyway. I think his intent was to never get caught. But one thing, yeah, it's like, right? Are you sorry that you got caught? Or are you sorry you did it? Which one is it, right? Criminals will apologize to police officers. I'm so sorry. The judges will say, no, you're sorry you got caught. But one thing I found out is there is always someone who tells, even if by accident. And we are so well versed in putting two and two together. Whatever happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. How could he say that? It was not his intention to hurt me with such a straight face. I hope you're having as beautiful evening as I am. Thank you, Rory. Awareness, mindfulness. So many people lack it. Toxic people lack it. They're never going to take responsibility or accountability. They're never going to introspect and look at themselves. They're too ashamed. Don't tell me what I did wrong, I'll explode. Don't make, I can't apologize, that's too much. No, it's your fault. You know, the little kid that's forced to apologize to his friend. Ah! Right? They hate themselves, so they're going to look at themselves. And so they lack awareness of who they are, but they sure lack awareness of what they're doing. Mindfulness, okay? And this is why they repeat mistakes over and over and over again. We will repeat mistakes and failures typically because we skip the very first step. We don't do it. We don't look at ourselves, right? We want to say it's because of that. It's because of the weather. It's because of the person. Because they were mean to me. Because they're a bad person. Because they're mean. No. What can we do? What can I mean, no matter what experience I have, no matter what people do to me, it's their fault. I have to take ownership of something. Find something. Or your brain's going to keep, how do we keep ourselves safe? I don't know. We can't just keep blaming the whole world. Then I'm just going to isolate and stay inside and not try, right? So he's not mindful. He's not aware of what he's doing, how it's affecting others. Even if he didn't care about you, Rory, at all, and he'd like to hurt you, he'd have to understand, if he was mindful, he'd have to understand the repercussions of this. Causing my partner so much stress, it's causing me stress, right? Duh. So what I said to you down below in your comment, what I replied to you, and this is something I never hear anyone talk about, is he's not a purposeful person. He doesn't do things on purpose anyway. Even if he does something on purpose anyway, he doesn't even realize, the repercussions from it. Maybe impulsive, but it's like, oh, I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't mean to. Well, start meaning to. Start doing things on purpose. Yeah? Well, I didn't mean to say that. Well, you said it. Well, I didn't really mean it to hurt you. Well, it did. What are you meaning to do? Anything? You just kind of walk through life, just pick this up again, do this again, say the same thing again. That's it. And that's what rigidity means. That's what personality disorders are, rigid. Because we all have hurt people's feelings. We've all made mistakes. We've all failed. We've done all these things. A lot of the things that narcissists do, except toxic people, except, maybe hurt people so bad or repetitive over and over again. But that's my point, is we've hurt people's feelings and stuff. Reactionary abuse, but we have to stop, and all we can control is ourselves, and we got to be mindful of what we're doing. And they're just not. I didn't have any intentions, or he probably doesn't even know. He probably doesn't even remember. He's probably just lying. It's just an easy way to not take any accountability. Well, I didn't mean to. I had no intentions of hurting you. Yeah, well, fuck, you don't care if you do, right? Do you care if you do? Well, if you don't care if you hurt me, you're not going to really, oh, this time I didn't intend to. Remember the other time that I intended to? When I walked up to you and smacked you in the face? Yeah, I intended to do that. But not this. This is indirect. You got hurt. Okay, but it still hurt me. Could you stop doing that? He doesn't believe it's wrong. He can't look at himself. He doesn't understand his behaviors and how it affects other people and what they're doing. I know you guys want to say they're totally aware of everything they do, and it's just not true. It's just not true. It's easier to understand this by studying other personality disorders rather than just narcissistic or even cluster B, because it's all about exploiting and hurting people. Go look at one in cluster C, cluster A. Go look at obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Okay, you'll see, because you got obsessive compulsive disorder, who they have some behaviors they don't like, they're aware of, they know how it affects other people, they want to change, and that's how they change. They can look at themselves. But with people with obsessive compulsive personality disorder, there's no problem. What I'm doing is wrong, right? Everyone should do it, right? And then that person's wife or husband is going, "What do you mean there's no problem? It drives me crazy for the last 20 years. What do you?" Oh, honey, they're just not aware of it. They don't care. Can't look at themselves. Won't change. Rigid. Hope I've been clear. Hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. Let me know, Rory. Thank you. Rory again. I will be traveling home this Friday. It will be nice to be home. The other night I rewatched one of your videos from 3 years ago. It was the one titled 101 Quotes of the Narcissist. I just love that one. Could you do a video about body languages of the narcissist? My late husband had many which were very intimidating. I remember he would lean against the kitchen counter, arms resting on his stomach, twiddling his thumbs. He was an expert at rolling of the eyes, the stare down, all because I asked him, yeah, because he can't communicate. So people try to intimidate. They're so insecure they can't just ask for what they want. Tell you that that hurts their feelings. Let you know that that's a little uncomfortable. Let you know that, hey, I really need this, want this. Yeah, just intimidate. Intimidate, threaten. That's the insecure person. The bully. The bully is the most insecure person there is. I got to act so tough and then so insecure. I got to go pick on people that I think are less than me. Hope that makes sense. And yeah, I'll make it. Body language or behaviors of the narcissist. Body languages. Yeah, I'll make that. Thanks, Roy. Anybody's got video ideas, tell me, please. Ask. And Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. It can be difficult to talk to them if they don't see anything wrong with what they are doing. Right? Why do they tell me sorry and then just hurt me again the next day? Why do they tell me to just get over it? Why do they tell me it shouldn't hurt that bad? Because they don't think it's wrong. And then they get away with it. Yeah. Why don't they do it to other people? Other people don't let them get away with it. You do. That's simple, right? You can say, oh, I didn't let him get away with it. I told him not to. Yeah, and then he did it again. You said not to, and then he did it again. And you said not to, and then he did it again. Until he finally stopped saying not to. That's letting him. Reality hurts sometimes, but we let them. It can be difficult to talk to them if they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. They're not trying. They're not a partner. They're not working with you. They're working against you. Right. That's a business partner that says, no, I want to spend all our money on stupid stuff. Yeah? And you're like, well, I don't. No, they're not going to work with you. Now, this is a question from an old video. Did anyone else's narc withhold intimacy and affection? I finally left my husband after 16 years. It started gradually after the wedding, and then it was an excuse and blaming for a decade. So this is all trauma. Typically, a reaction to trauma is fear of intimacy, a fear of commitment. Look, remember you guys, right after you got out of your traumatic relationship, or maybe right now, you got that fear of intimacy when you get alone with people, or fear of sex, or fear of commitment. I sure did. All of it. Wow. So that's a real common reaction to trauma. Okay, sounds like he's got massive unhealed trauma. Withholding intimacy and withholding sex, usually a borderline trait more than anybody, but narcissists will use this for power, for control. Yeah, because they don't feel in control during it, if that makes sense. So way to control, stop it. And then it also happens to be something you want and need, right? You want and need that from your partner. And I'm not talking just sex. We need intimacy and sex. As human beings, we need sex. Yeah. So withholding it is obviously you're not understanding. There's no talk. He didn't say, well, I got this problem going on. And you say, oh, okay. And then we'll try this and I'll get some help. And then, you know what I mean? It's just, he just withheld it. Right. Power, control, because he's so insecure dealing with trauma. big time. Okay. If you're even watching, that's from Danielle Talbot. Danielle Talbot, 9632. And then here's one I'm answering because I think it has to do with the holidays, being the holidays right now. Hi, David. I've been watching many of your videos over the past couple of months. After I broke up with my ex 4 months ago, so much of what you share makes total sense to me. I wonder, though, are narcissists able to distinguish between how they felt about their partners in retrospect? Will he remember feeling more love for the one person than the other? I know that a narcissist is not capable of ideal love, but do they feel stronger about one or the other person? Sure. I think we all do. Yeah. Tends to be longer relationships, doesn't it? That's why we stay. We care more about them. The problem with a narcissist, though, is that they reject feelings like this. They don't want to say, oh, I cared about them after it's over. That's a weakness. I'm ashamed of that. They carry so much shame. They can't be open and vulnerable at all. They reject their own childhood and everything bad about it. So, yeah, this relationship was bad. It's all your fault. They loved me. They cared about me so much. I left them. So all these are real important to them. And then when they look back and they don't heal, you guys think that, oh, they just went on the next person. Don't even think about me. Don't even remember me. That's not true. They're not healing. They have pile on top of pile on top of pile of these shameful experiences. With borderline, it's trauma. But with a narcissist, it's shame, and they have to compute it in their head. They have to reframe it as they're still on top, their ego. Right? I mean, if you even told them, I'm leaving you because you're bad in bed, which is pretty bad, but saying that, I mean, they would do something. They kind of just go, okay, I understand, walk away. And I know we would all want to hear that, but that's important to them. So they would start lies about you being bad in bed, or they'd start abusing you and knock you down till you forget you take it back and say that they're really good in bed, or they'll go sleep with 100 women to go make sure that they're, you know what I mean? So they will miss you. Yeah. And you know, whatever you want to say, they're not capable of love, whatever you want to call it, you received it. If they're with you and they tell you they love you, that's as good as it gets. They believe it's love. Okay. But afterwards, oh, hell no. Oh, I didn't really care about her. Oh, I just said those things just to make her happy. Right? That's what they say. And it's not 100% true. Okay. They reject these feelings. They have to recreate a narrative that is okay to their sensitivity. Supports their ego. They're great. Better than average. Yeah? Does that make sense? All of you guys? That's the deal. And here's the holiday question from Missouri Gal 333. Great video, David. I've often wondered this very question myself. Do narcissist people have more outbursts or problems during the holiday season than people without that personality disorder? Oh, yeah. Right? They ruin holidays. Here in America, holidays are actually days. We celebrate Christmas and we call them holidays. On the other, across the pond, you call vacations holidays, but Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving here, Independence Day, their own birthday, your birthdays, anniversary, they just ruin them because it's all about stress, okay? Their problems are about stress. Their traits surface in relationships due to the stress in the relationship. Just oh, I'm starting to have feelings for them. That's stressful to them. Then my fears kick in. Oh, I don't know who they are. They're going to leave me. They don't love me. They like someone else. I'm not good enough. You know, a lot of you guys feel those things, but there's more intense and magnified. So holidays and stuff like this are just stress. And for the histrion, I'm not the center of attention. For borderline, it's nobody cares about me. And the narcissist is, you know, what are you doing without me? And I gotta perform and be the best. And I mean, it's just stress. That's what it is. So just traveling is more stressful for them. Traveling, to me, I love it, right? God, it's so fun. I'd be in a great mood all the time if all I could do is travel. But for them, it causes more stress. They can't handle stress. Hope that makes sense. I think this is the last one. CDJMCTC 4 days ago. It's from an older video this week. My daughter was diagnosed with bipolar at 19. She later used meth and was diagnosed with drug-induced paranoid schizophrenia. Oh no. Wow. I'm really sorry. I've heard this so much. I had a friend from high school this happened to later in life. I wasn't friends with him later, but she took shots, which helped to a great degree. Sadly, she is now taking those shots and not doing well. She is a cutter and constantly comes up with medical issues that are not valid. She did these prior to the drug-induced schizophrenia and continues to do so. She does not, however, frequent hospitals, etc., but claims her doctors are making her have medical issues. My question is, could she also be borderline? Of course. Yeah. I agree you have to draw a line when dealing with loved ones who have any mental disorder, as it can consume you. You do have to be supportive and be a good listener who does not argue. Whatever they see, hear, and believe is real to them. From Colorado. Yeah, it is. It is. And it's really, really sad. And most of these people have some form of delusional disorder. They're suffering from forms of post-traumatic stress disorder. And all these things are re-traumatizing. They don't know how to keep themselves safe. It's too overwhelming to even try to get better. Everything feels like you want to help them or you're going to attack them, take advantage of them. They just they can't take care of themselves or protect themselves at all. Really, really sad. And I'm really sorry, Mom. So sad. And she did so much methamphetamines. She has so many holes in her brain. She hears voices, huh? That is awful. There may be some other drugs that you can try or suggest to her to help her with the voices. These drugs have horrible side effects. The cycle usually is, I don't want these side effects anymore, or I'm not hearing voices anymore. I don't want to be sick anymore. I just want to be better and not be diagnosed with these stigmas anymore. And so I'm going to stop taking it. It's just an awful, awful situation to be in. And I hope that you have some help. We all need help. And gosh, this time, I hope you have somebody that can help you and knows how. You got to take care of yourself, Mom. Show her the help that's available for her, okay? And draw a line in the sand and give some emotional distancing. Be careful that your help is not enabling. Real common with borderlines. And I'm not saying she's borderline. I'm sorry, you asked me, could she be? Yeah, of course, she could be. Yeah. Sounds like it. Doesn't sound like bipolar. Yeah. People have commonly multiple illnesses when they're this sick. So she could have delusional disorder, borderline, bipolar, addiction disorder. And she'll have a base diagnosis. Really, really sad. If she had a personality disorder, that would probably be her base diagnosis. Probably has anxiety disorder. Just awful. I am so sorry. There's hope. If this, you said later she had drug induced after 19. I don't know how old she is. It sounds like she's not much older than 19. There is help available for her. Okay? Everybody can heal from our trauma. Whatever traumatized her in her childhood, she can heal from that. Okay? That's a choice. And I'll support someone to get healthy, but I will not hold your hand to be unhealthy. I will not hold your hand to be abused. I will not hold your hand while you're doing drugs. I'll support you to get better, and if you don't want to, then there's nothing I can do except take care of myself. I can't imagine what this is like. Like I said, it's only happened to a friend of mine. I couldn't imagine my child. Good luck, Mom. Okay? Take care of yourself. Let her know there's help. Show her that help. Dialectical behavioral therapy. She needs talk therapy. She probably needs medications, obviously, for psychosis. Get her to the right doctor. Get her on that medication. Let her know she needs to take it. Okay? Have terms if you want to continue a relationship with her. You've got to have terms. People talk about boundaries. That's how you feel. That's where the comfort zone is, how to communicate. But you got to have terms. what's okay, what's not okay. And you can't just say, oh, because you're just mentally ill, that you can't obey any of my terms. That's not true. Of course you can. But enabling someone like this is detrimental because she can get help now. But if she continues to be enabled, soon it's too late. She's too old. Okay? Really sorry again. I hope you have support and help and love in your life. Okay? All right. I think that's it. Yes, it is. Oh, camera shut off a while ago. No? Oh, never mind. Okay, that's it, guys. Ask questions. Okay, if you want these videos to continue, there may not be another one. So there's just not enough questions. It's kind of pointless. It does so badly, so awful, such low thumbs up. There's more people telling me they love it than watch it. Love yourself first, guys. I'll see you again later. Bye.